Open up your MTT and we're going to review negative exponents. To start with, what we want to do is see if we can find some patterns while looking at exponents. So we're going to start with 2 cubed. 2 cubed is 8. 2 squared is 4. And 2 to the first power is 2. Now if we look at the pattern, we'll notice that we took 8 and divided by 2 and we got 4. And we got 4 and divided by 2 and we got 2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 1 divided by 2 is 1/2. And 1/2 divided by 2 is 1/4. And 1/4 divided by 2 is 1/8. Now remember, when we were dividing, if we divide 1/2 divided by 2, dividing fractions as easy as pi, you flip the second and you multiply. So that's how we got all of our fraction answers. All right, let's look at 3. 3 cubed is 27. 3 squared is 9. 3 to the first power is 3. Let's look at our pattern. If we take 27, divide by 3, we get 9. Take 9, divide by 3, we get 3. Take 3, divide by 3, we get 1. Take 1 divided by 3, and we get 1/3. Take 1/3 divide by 3, and we get 1/9. Take 1/9 and divide by 3, and we get 1/27. 4 cubed is 64. 4 squared is 16. 4 to the first power is 4. 64 divided by 4 is 16. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 divided by 4 is 1/4. 1/4 divided by 4 is 1/16. And 1/16 divided by 4 is 1/64. So a couple of patterns here that I want you to recognize is that you have anything to the 0 power is always going to equal 1, and anything to the negative exponent is going to become a fraction if it is a whole number to start with. All right, so let's look at negative exponents form multiplicative inverses. I want to just do a multiplicative inverse review over here for you. If I have 3, its multiplicative inverse is 1/3, and when I multiply them together, I get 1. If I have 1/5, its multiplicative inverse is 5/1. When I multiply them together, I get 1. So if I need to figure out what my multiplicative inverse is, I just ask, what do I have to multiply to get 1? So let's start with 9. The multiplicative inverse would be 1/9. Now I want to write that fraction using exponents. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor tree 9, and I'm going to get 3 and 3. So this is going to be 1/3 squared. The 1 stays in its place, the 9 is in the denominator, and 3 is going to be squared. So if I want to write that fraction as a number with an exponent, then it's going to be 1/3 squared. So now let's take a look at 16. So 16 is the multiplicative inverse, which means the number that I'm working with is 1/16. Now, if I want to write 16 with an exponent, I'm going to take 16 and I'm going to break it down, and it's going to be 4 and 4. So it's going to be 4 squared is 16. 25 would be 1/25, and now I'm going to write that as 1/5 squared. Okay, so now we've gone ahead and written the multiplicative inverse as a fraction using an exponent. Now we can come over here, and using that fraction, we can write it with a negative exponent to make it equal to the number that we started with. So 1 over 3 to the negative 2 is going to be 9, and 1 over 4 to the negative 2 is going to be 16, and 1 over 5 to the negative 2 is going to be 25. All right, steps for negative exponents. First of all, when you're simplifying, you're going to make all exponents positive, and then you're going to simplify. So the first thing you're going to do is write any number as a fraction if it's not already a fraction. Then you're going to look for your negative exponents. And what I want you to think about is negative exponents cry out, move me, I'm in the wrong location. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do with this one is we're going to do 4 to the negative 2. First of all, we need to make it a fraction. So we're going to draw the line and make it a 1. Now it's a fraction. Now we're going to look at the negative exponent. He's in the numerator and he is unhappy. So he's crying out, move me, I'm in the wrong location. So I'm going to rewrite it, and it's going to be 1 over 4 to the positive 2. Now that we've moved him, he's positively happy. And now I'm going to simplify it, so it's going to be 1 over 16. All right, number 2, we're going to make this a fraction. So we're going to write it over 1. Notice that it has a negative exponent. The negative exponent is crying out, move me, I'm in the wrong location. So he's in the numerator and he's unhappy, so we're going to rewrite him in the denominator and make him positively happy. So now I have 1 over 5 to the positive 3, which is going to be 1 over 125. This is 2 to the negative 4, so we're going to make it a fraction first. The negative exponent is crying out, move me, I'm in the wrong location. So it's going to be 1 over 2 to the 4th, and then we're going to do 1 over 2 to the 4th is going to be 1 over 16. Now we're going to continue. Now looking at this one, it's already a fraction, so I don't have to change it as a fraction, but the exponent is crying out, move me, I'm in the wrong location. So he's in the denominator, so I'm going to rewrite it 4 squared over 1 is going to be 16 over 1, which is going to be 16. Now I have 2 to the negative 3, but it is in the denominator, so I don't have to rewrite it as a fraction. It's already a fraction, but the negative exponent is crying out, move me, I'm in the wrong location. So I'm going to rewrite it up into the numerator, and then I'm going to go ahead and do 2 cubed, which is going to be 8 over 1, which is going to simplify to 8. Number 5 is already written as a fraction, but I have a negative exponent that's crying out, move me, I'm in the wrong location, so I'm in the denominator. I need to be in the numerator to be positively happy. Now I have 3 squared, so I'm going to have 9 over 1, which is going to equal 9. Now, how do I write these with negative exponents? Well, the first thing that I'm going to look at is I have to change it to an exponent. So this is going to be 1 over 5 squared. Now, right now, he's positively happy. If you upset him, you're going to move him to the numerator. So I'm going to move him to the numerator, which is going to be 5 to the negative 2 over 1, which is 5 to the negative 2. All right, so first of all, we need to rewrite this using an exponent. So this is 1 over 6 squared, and he's positively happy in the denominator. So if I upset him, that means he's going to be moving to the numerator. So it's going to be 6 to the negative 2 over 1, which is going to be 6 to the negative 2. Again, I have to write this using exponents, so it's going to be 1 over 10 squared. The squared is happy, and if I upset him, he's going to go into the numerator, so he's going to be 10 to the negative 2 over 1, which is going to simplify to, not negative 10, it's going to simplify to positive 10 to the negative 2. Now, let's go ahead and add an 8a here. And that's going to be, what if I have just 49? Okay, to rewrite that, that's going to be 7 squared. He's in the numerator. He's positively happy. So now if I'm going to make it negative, I'm going to move him to the denominator. So it's going to be 1 over 7 to the negative 2. All right, now we're going to express each one of these without negative exponents. So I'm going to start with my fraction. I'm going to take each part and look and see who needs to move. 2, if there's no exponent, is a positive 1. He's positively happy, so he's going to stay where he is. T has a negative exponent, so he's crying out, move me, I'm in the wrong location. So now T is going to come down and be positively happy in the denominator. There's nothing else that I can do to simplify it, so I'm done. Again, I'm going to make this a fraction. So this is going to be over 1. The 9, the exponent, I don't see it, so it's understood to be 1. I'm going to write my fraction. So this is going to be 9. Anything to the 0 is 1, so times 1, so my answer is going to be 9. This one I make it a fraction. The exponent is negative. He's saying, move me, I'm in the wrong location, so I'm going to put him down into the denominator and make him positively happy. And that's how you do negative exponents.